Good morning, everybody. I hope you're doing well. Um, if you like our content that we are making, please do like, follow, and subscribe our page. So it encourages also us to make more of such contents on a daily basis. Um, let's begin today's session. This is the first question. A pin is connected perpendicularly to the center of a circular disc as shown. A push will make it roll like this. The arrow is given here. A push will make it roll like this. A little push will make it roll on a gray circle, this gray circle, which is given at the bottom. How many turns does it take to come back to its original position? Okay, the radius of the gray circle is given, which is 10. We are also given the angle at which this disc is connected, which is 30 degrees. We are not given the radius of the purple circle, but how will we do this? When you connect it, this forms to be the radius of the purple circle. So in this triangle A, B, and C that we have, we can use sine 30 as the formula. Why? Because we need to know R. R is the opposite side of the degree 30. So therefore sine 30 will be equal to opposite H, which is radius, upon the hypotenuse, which is 10 centimeter. Value of sine 30 is 1 by 2, and R we know R by, the ratio that comes on the opposite side is R by 10. So radius will be 5 centimeters here. Now the radius we have found out will be 5 centimeter. We'll then find the circumference of the circular P disc because it is rotating. So we need to know the circumference of gray as well as the purple one. So the circumference of the purple disc will be equal to 2 pi into radius is 5. So 10 pi. I'm not expanding on pi yet. Now we'll find the circumference of the gray disk, which is again 2 pi r, which will be 2 pi into 10, which is 20 pi. So the turns that the that the purple disk will make will be distance covered to be covered, which is gray disk circumference 20 pi upon the circumference of the purple disk, which is 10 pi. This comes to 2 turns. Henceforth, the gray disk will have to rotate 2 turns here. Okay, move to the next one. The figure shows a square pyramid that will be cut into multiple solids by extending the purple and the red shapes. This is the red shape and this is the purple one, which will be cutting the pyramid. You have to select the solid that will result from these cuts. When these cuts are made, you have to identify which of the solids will be made. Okay. So when you cut the red frame through the pyramid, we'll get these two forms. One is this part, one is this part, and then we will also get this kind of form here, which will look something like this. Okay, which will look something like this. Next, along with these two, we'll also get this form. After that, we are basically cutting a triangular prism through this. When I cut a triangular prism through this, I will get a prism here, a triangular prism here. Along with that, when this particular form of the triangle, which is the purple edge, is cut through that, I will also get this kind of form which is shown here. Okay. It's a triangular pyramid that I will get. So when I look at the option, yes, we will get the pyramid on top. We will also get this form जो आपको यहाँ पे bisect करने के बाद मिलेगा ऐसे. Okay, in the middle like this. So B is also right. Prism I've already discussed. We will also get the prism. We won't get the cube though. Because cube beach mein, there's a possibility that we can get the cube, but then this cannot be a triangle for that. This has to be a square only, then we'll get a cube. So A, B, and C, all three are correct here. Okay, move to the next one. Consider the highlighted phrases in the following sentences. After reading these phrases, you have to choose the option which is or are true. Okay, let's read the phrases first, then we'll solve it. Here, one or more option is correct. Highways have milestones stretched in continuous series. An adult heart beats at 72 beats per minute. A minute hand of a clock rotates at 6 degrees per minute. and a building is constructed with underlying concrete structure consisting of series of beams and nodes. So one thing that you can definitely make sure is all of them are talking about some kind of a repetitive structure, repetitive module that keeps on repeating over a longer period of time. Let's look at the option 1. Option A, the phrase represents a structure of specific element arranged in non-repetitive manner. It's wrong. It is actually repetitive. B, even the last statement, it talks about repetition of beams and nodes. It's talking about structure, but then it consists of beams and nodes that are repeated to make the structure. Henceforth, it is repetitive. Next, the scales are indicative of either space or time. Here it is repetitive of space, here it is repetitive of time, and here it is repetitive of space. So yes, they are indicative of space or time. The phrase represents a structure of specific element arranged in a repetitive manner. We have already established that. And the scales are indicative of both volume and time. Some are indicative of volume, some are indicative of space, but not, some are indicative of time, but some are indicative of space, not the volume, but the space. So volume is wrong. Henceforth, B galat hai. So B and C are correct answer here. Okay. Next one. We are given here 4 different straw arrangements. We have to identify which of the straws will draw the liquid. Okay. Now, in this case, in order for the straw to draw the liquid, what the change that is happening is in the nodes, junction nodes that are there. In A and B, the junction node is not dipped in liquid, versus in C and D, it goes inside the liquid. So, do we require that or not? Now, if I draw in air here, this air will also come inside and then it will come out, which does not allow for the liquid to come out. So, henceforth, we actually need a condition where this junction is actually dipped inside the liquid. So A and B will be considered wrong and C and D are the correct answers here. Okay, we'll move to the next one. The motif on the left is duplicated in the same position. In this same position, we are duplicating the motif. The duplicated motif was rotated about its central axis on the top of the original motif at different angles, which are given here, as shown in the options A, B, C, D. Which is or are the correct options? One or more option is correct here. We are given here this motif. We are duplicating this motif first, and then we are rotating the motif based on the options that is provided, and then overlaying on the original motif. What will we get after that is what we have to find. Okay, the motif actually looks something like this. Okay, like how we are shown here. In option A, 45-degree clockwise rotation is happening. When this rotate 45-degree clockwise, on top of it, ये वाला part ऐसे आ जाएगा, and this part will come like this. In this case, because the edges are thick, आपका almost this much, the part which is going inside the circle will have some kind of black and white lines because the lines are thinner here. Versus outside वाला part पूरा आपका fill हो जाएगा with black part. So yes, we are able to see this rotated version here and the original position here. So A is correct. B says 135-degree anti-clockwise about central axis. That is also similar to what we saw earlier. So B is also right here because it will generate the exact same figure. Next, 90-degree clockwise about central axis. So here the original position is given like this. Okay. And on top of that, we are rotating the figure by 90 degree. When you rotate this figure 90 degree clockwise, this part will come here like this. और ये वाला जो part है will actually come here like this. So it actually remains as it is. There's no change at all. So C is correct. D wale mein it says 90-degree anti-clockwise. Now even if it is rotating 90-degree anti-clockwise, it has to remain as it is. So ye wala part galat hai. So A, B and C, all three are correct here. Okay, move to the next one. A food delivery company wishes to redesign its app ecosystem. A designer has been asked to conduct research interviews for this activity. Which of the following people should the designer interview? We are given here a list of people whom the designer can interview. Who of these people should the designer interview in order to redesign their app ecosystem? One or more option is correct. Okay, let's look at the options. People who deliver the food ordered through the app. Yes, in order for the in order for redesigning the app ecosystem, you will have to put inside the people who deliver it, who are the riders. B. Employees of restaurant who order food through the app. Employees of restaurant, who offer food through the app, which means they are the one who are taking care of packaging and all. So even they needs to take care. C. Customer support employees of the food delivery system. They are the in-between people in case any glitch happens. So C also is correct. We have to interview the customer support also. And D says existing user. Of course, the user group needs to look at because they are the one who are on which you are capitalizing on. And they are the one for which the user experience matters the most. So D is also correct. So A, B, C, and D, all four are correct here. Okay, we'll move to the next one. Find out the correct option which can be used to create the image on the left. You can duplicate, rotate, reflect means mirror these options to achieve the same. Okay. This is the original word and this is a part which is given. Now in this case for the option A which is given, if I take the part here, if I rotate this part to 180 degree, it will look like this. And then if I mirror the whole word completely, it will look exactly how the original word, this one was looking like. Okay. So A works. With case of option B, I just have to rotate this part 180 degree and I attach both the parts together and it works. So B also is fine. We get the word like this or like this. With case of option C, the issue happens with this edge which does not fit correctly with this edge. So C is the one which is wrong. Yes, of course, if it was horizontally cut like this or a curvature was there like how we see in A, then it may fit, but it's not happening like that. So C is wrong. With case of option D, half word is given. We are just given this much. So we are just given this much. So what we do is we rotate it 180 degree and then when you attach the two parts together, that's where you find the complete word. So D is also correct. So A, B and D, all three are correct here. Okay, we'll move to the next one. 3 holes have been drilled through a cube of size 5 by 5 by 5 units. From the options given, identify the form that can fill the hole perfectly. You have to identify the form that will fill the hole perfectly. Okay. Now, let's look at it. So, from the top hole which is given here, how many cubes will be there in order to fit inside? How many cubes will be required here? We require 1, 2, and 3 cubes here. Now, for this particular hole, how many cubes we require? We require 1, 2, 3, and this will be the fourth one. So 4 cubes here. And for this one, we require 1, 2, and 3 cubes. So this connection between these two will be formed as an L of 4 cubes. And then the third, yahan pe there will be a 3 cubes ka form which will be found like this. So the L will look like this between this and this part. Okay. After that, yahan pe vertically 3 cubes are getting attached. So it will look something like this, where this is 3, this is 4 cubes, and this is made up of 3 cubes. So first we'll check where you find the vertical module with 3 cubes. A has 3 cubes, B also has, C also has, no, C has 4 cubes, sorry. So C will be rejected, and D has 4 cubes, so even D will be rejected. Between A, B and, between A and B now, what we will look at is, we'll compare what is the problem. Between A and B, this module is a 4 and this module is made up of 4 cubes. So B is wrong. Henceforth, A is the correct answer here. Okay. We'll move to the next one. The image in the box given below shows a 3D object. Only one of the options shows the same object from a different view. You have to identify that option. Okay. You're given here a form. You have to identify which of the options is a rotated version of it. When you compare all the options first, you'll find A may, this part is a little bit different. So when you look at this proportion of the T, it actually comes here. So A is wrong. Between B, C and D, when you find that same T in C, you will C wala option thoda different hai. You'll find that same T here. Now here the L which is find opposite to the T, it actually orients itself that L actually orients itself outside, not towards the T. Okay, not inside but outside. So it has to orient here and not inside. So C is wrong. Between B and D, when you compare both of them, it's the same view, but one part is different, which is this part. This part, if you observe, it actually looks away from the T and not towards T. D mate is looking towards the T, which is formed here. So D is wrong and B is the correct answer here. Okay, we'll move to the next one. Given below is a list of idioms with animals, bird, fish, or insect origins. Each of the 4 options contains 4 meanings. You have to identify the option that contains 4 correct meanings for any of the 4 idioms. Okay, we have to identify the option set which contains 4 correct meaning for any of the 4 idioms here. When you outline the definition of all the idioms, it will look something like this. Elephant of the room means something obvious or too big. Hold your horses means being patient. Pig-headed means obstinate, stubborn, or adamant. Wild goose chase means foolish pursuit. Wolf town means to devour. Red earring means subterfuge or a clue or a piece of information that is misleading. Go to the dogs means deteriorate. Hogwash means subterfuge, means nonsense. Sacred cow means something that is rarely questioned, a person, belief, or an institution. Clam up means abruptly stop talking. From the given option, A may, these two are not there. B may, bluff wala part is not there. The C wala part is fine. D may, all these parts are not there. So C is the correct answer. Okay, we'll move to the next one. Choose the set of words that will correctly complete the following 5 statements from the word sets given in the options. We're given here certain options. We'll identify which of these word sets will correctly fit in all the statements. First one, he lays or lies the book on the table. It will be correct one is lays. So ये गलत है. So आपका option A गलत है, B भी गलत है. C और D में से एक होगा. Between C and D, only these two words are different, which happens in the 4th statement. The nurse was able to staunch or stanch the bleeding. It will be stanch means stop the bleeding. So correct answer is D. C is the wrong answer. Okay, move to the next one. Our natural dash to focus on the unusual, the dramatic, and the dash is strengthened dash by newspapers and other media, but our interest dash quickly as well. Now, we are given here 4 sets of options. We have to identify which words fit correctly in the statement. So it actually will be option C, which says our natural proclivity to focus on the unusual, the dramatic, and the new is strengthened immeasurably by the newspaper and other media, but our interest wanes quickly as well. Okay, we'll move to the next one. You're given here a graphic. You have to identify the option that will bisect the given shape into 2 identical shapes. Which of these options will bisect the shape into 2 identical shapes. Okay. So here the form, if we have to divide this form into 2 parts, we have to divide it like this. जिसमें इसका proportion, it will be an L form, which का proportion where the stick is smaller, the horizontal line is smaller, but the vertical line is bigger. Okay. So here we can get confused between A and B, but proportion wise B is correct because this has to be little longer as to what is shown in A. So correct answer is option B. Okay. With this, I will end today's session here. I thank you so much for your time. I'll see you guys next week.